It's 30th of December 24 and I'm just looking at the most important petition out there at the moment. This one. In the UK I'm talking about. Close the borders, suspend all immigration for 5 years. So there's no room for misinterpretation there, I think. We believe our country is facing serious challenges, both from legal and illegal migration, and think the only way to deal with this is to suspend all immigration temporarily for 5 years. We think we need a tougher approach. We believe we can't even look after the people we have here at the moment. So when I looked earlier, I had 176,000. That was about 3 years ago. It's up to 183. This is more important because there's another one going out about just now, and that's about there should be another election, and I think they're up to 3 million. But I mean, I don't know, maybe 9-10 million voted against Labour at the election, so I don't think that really has any impact at all. You can always say there's people, and Keir's actually said that, but this is different because this is straight to the nub, straight to the point. And I would say another one that needs to go with that is the idea of reversal to avoid anarchy. So you would put a title in that way. Reversal to avoid anarchy. So this is really good. I think everyone should sign it. Use a false name if you need to. What you need to do is give a correct email address, because they'll send a thing to your email address. Then you click on that, and only then will your thing be registered. Because I don't know with these petitions, if they show the names and stuff. It says here that they don't, but you can never tell with these things because usually they get it wrong. Because we live in an open door country, not just our borders but online as well. They get all these sort of things wrong. So it's going to the 26th of May. I would really like to see this. This is the most important petition I know of. At the moment, petitions don't really do anything, but I think as time goes by, these sort of petitions are going to become more and more important, and possibly the most important thing other than voting, which is a total sham anyway at the moment. I encourage everyone to vote though. Vote, even if you just want to spoil your paper, but vote so that they know that you've done something about it. They know you've got some opinion, you've not just stayed away. In Australia, everyone legally has to vote, but I don't agree with that, because if you don't want to vote, you shouldn't have to, But if you want to vote, but you don't, there's no one you want to vote for or whatever, you can vote. Vote in the form as a protest vote, or just spoil the paper. I mean, I'm just seeing reform a protest vote on this issue, because I think this is the only issue that matters. Single issue. For a start, it's going to take us to anarchy, and I think it's stupid. And I agree with every single person that's coming. I agree with why. How they're ruling out continents maybe, and how there's only a few select countries that they'll go to. How they're envisaging those countries. You could say they see them as Disneylands basically. And I totally agree with them, every single one of them. How they feel about where they're leaving. So if you feel strongly about this, I think everyone should sign this. This is the best that I've seen. Because there's another one going out, as I said, there's to have another election, but I don't agree with that, because 9 or 10 million voted against Labour at the election, and it didn't make any difference. So, because our electoral system is rubbish, it's archaic, it's not even democratic, and it's far too long, the gaps between it. It's 5 years now. It should be 3 years. If you wanted to keep this current system, it should be 3 years. But even if you want to make it a fairer PR system, which still won't be that fair, it needs to be every 3 years, and like Australia, and also it needs to be more like Switzerland. We need to have quarterly referendums all the time, because we should be voting on issues, not on party hampers, which a lot of times they're not telling us the truth about the hamper anyway that they're offering, as we've seen with Keir and that. But I don't know how anybody voted for Labour the last time, especially in the likes of Rochdale. Yeah, so I think this is very important. Just use a false name if you want, you know. You'll need to give us the real email. Maybe give us, if you've got a throwaway email account, you know, use that. Everyone should have a throwaway email account. I mean, the only real electoral system, the only one that's closest to being real is Switzerland. It's the closest to direct democracy. And yeah, so well done to the person who started this. I've thought this myself as well. I think the Social Democrat Party have got a sort of a view on this, because they're not really the Social Democrat Party of old that David Owen founded and that. They would say they are, but under William Cloust and that. They're quite good on this issue, but not good enough really. And there's still a party hamper issue, you know. Really we should be voting on single issues. This one's pretty simple. So yeah, I just wanted to point that out. You know, because we're heading for anarchy in my opinion, so I don't think you've got much of a choice. This should be up to 10 millions, tens of millions, because I know that I've got a petition just now, their own petition, not on the government site though. It's some sort of agreement they've come up with themselves. But again, you're putting in lots of things, lots of different things, you know, and there's one that I especially disagree with, only because I don't think it fits in there, especially, and it's not even something we can talk about. It's not. I think there's something terrible going on in the world, and I don't know, see how people don't see it the other way around, you know. Yeah, so not just judging it on it alone, you know, but they've sort of put in other things, because this is what I don't really like. If you've always got to go with a big bundle of issues, you know, and a lot of time I do agree with them in general, but one or two or three I don't, you know. So I don't feel like at the moment I would vote for reform as a single issue protest vote, and I encourage everyone to do so. Just to shift the Overton window, basically. Do I like their things on the economy and that? I don't. Do I like the way they talk? No, not really, you know. Even Rupert Lowe, who I think is probably the star of them at the moment, he's saying he wants to keep the current first past the post system, which is just madness, you know. I mean, he's 67, but just because you're old doesn't mean that you have to have a sort of fixed view, you know. I think he's saying that now because he thinks they're going to sweep the board now, which I think is probably true, because Reform are going to take Labour and Tory traditional voters, basically, on this issue. I would say, in my opinion, people aren't being honest. You really have just got to be honest about it and say, look, this is a stupid idea. Because really now we need reversal, really, as well. You know, it's just because in my opinion we're heading for anarchy. No one can predict the future, but it seems that you're allowed to say it's going to be good. Mayors and the Prime Minister can say it's going to be good. But what if it's not? What if it isn't really looking that way? Keir Starmer recently called Boris's policy on this as an experiment, and that's the perfect word to call it. I would say Keir's speech. It is ironic because in August he was talking about the traditional Labour families who were rioting as far right, bust-in far right. That's what he said. Then the night afterwards, the Socialist Worker Parties were bust in from Sheffield. Apparently, some left guy who was streaming from it said everyone here's from Sheffield. They were all bust in, probably worked for the council or trade unions, you know. Whereas the people rioting seemed to be families, traditional Labour voting families from the local area, and that's how angry they are, you know. Personally, I was surprised at them rioting. I wasn't surprised that they all turned out, but I was surprised at the violence. And from the court cases, it looks like most of them were working, you know, and were local. So, in those riots. So that's who Keir's calling for busting far right. He seems to have realised he made a mistake. He sacked that his advisor Sue something, who seems to be a disaster. I don't know if he's blaming her or what. He's got a new guy in, Mick something. I don't know if that had anything to do with his November-December speech, but that speech he gave about Boris's immigration policy, to me, is the most uplifting since 1969. You know, Keir was giving us the right to call it an experiment. He said a lot more about it. He said it's a disaster, I think. So, really, he's not far off what they're saying here, although he's doing the opposite in real terms. Yeah, and it says here illegal and legal. I mean, the legal is actually worse, but the illegal is even worse. Oh, no, they're both just as bad, because the illegal, even the people in the dinghies, stop calling them boats, they're dinghies. They're not even, I'm not even sure how many are, what percent they are of it. 20% of illegals, 30%, you know. You've got the ones that just come in by plane and overstay their visa, or, you know, this sort of stuff. I think the ones that come over the dinghy maybe do it because they know that they're going to, almost definitely going to be given citizenship for some reason, you know. But the question is, why are they leaving their own countries? Why don't they want to stay in continents? Do they consider 3.5 continents? Have they only got a few countries in mind? And why is that? How are they envisaging it? You know, I could explain more, but I don't feel I can here. So I would say get yourself on this 183,000. I'd say this is the most important petition I know of at the moment. It's to the government. I mean, they'll probably ignore it, you know, but these petitions are going to get harder and harder for the government to ignore, and the MPs, because this is your chance for democracy, you know, on single issues, basically, in my opinion, the way to go. You know, because your MPs got what they want to talk about in Parliament is the MP's fancy, you would call it, you know, all the things that they think me about. Because personally, if I was an MP, I would do surveys of the local area and issues all the time, you know. Because I'm not there to represent myself, which most MPs are, really. They're there to represent their views. You know. So, that's what I'm talking about just now. Get yourself signed on to this. What other ones have they got? Let's see what other ones they've got then. Showing them up. Here, let's see that. Oh, come on, hurry up. Okay, this is where people are voting for. They've signed it. So as I say, these petitions I think are going to become more and more important. The MPs are probably regretting them now, you know. I can't make a thing out here because I can't see the... But I'm presuming... that red means more people... Apparently pink seems to be the most people. So let's see pink. Let's see London. Yeah, there's not that many in London at the moment. No areas. You've got the Gravesend and all that. You've got the Essex bit. They're all voting for it. Down in Dover and all that. They're all voting for it. Cornwall. So this is giving them a real clue. Is that Plymouth in there? Yeah, that's Plymouth, isn't it? That pink bit. You've got Wales, they're having a good turnout. Yeah, Wales is going to go to reform, basically, as a protest vote, in my opinion. Then you've got Grimsby and all that, Yorkshire, East Yorkshire. You've got all up Newcastle and all that. You've got the... So really the whole of England's doing pretty good so far, apart from London, a few other areas. Oh no, come back, come back. Let's see Scotland, well we're picking up. You've got a few. I can't resize that percentage to tell you, but I've got the Greenock area, I'm not surprised at that. Is that West Lothian and maybe that other way bit of Falkirk or something? Yeah, let's see how it goes anyway. Yeah, so I advise everyone to sign this up. What else have we got? Signatures. This is just a signature, how many signatures. So really you're talking about 501 for pink. Well, we'll see how this goes. I've got the 26th of May, you know. So, yeah. Let's see how Glasgow's getting on. Well, it's just starting. I wonder when this started this. Yeah, we'll see. It'll be interesting to see how this goes. Alright. How do I get back again? So we're up a bit more now. Alright, that's it. Bye. Let's start again.